Welcome back to Bartlesville, Oklahoma for the Great American Conference Basketball Championships. Hello, I'm Paul Smith. Michael Westbrook and Joey McWilliams will be along very shortly. Well, we're 2 games into this opening day, and we've got 2 teams punching their tickets for semifinal Saturday. Ouachita Baptist, the higher seed in the 3-6 matchup against Southern Nazarene. They were 64-59 winners in that one, and then the last one, we had the 2 seed East Central over Arkansas Tech, 81-73. Those 2 teams will move on to play at noon. On the other half of the bracket, we'll figure that one out over the next 2 games. In this first one, we have the 1-8 matchup between Harding, the regular season co-champion, and Northwestern Oklahoma State. Now, Harding swept the regular season series, but again, you can throw the records out once we get to Bartlesville, and we'll just have to see what happens after 40 minutes of basketball. And then on the nightcap tonight, at 8 o'clock, Southwestern Oklahoma and Southern Arkansas. So 2 great games in. We've got 2 great games to go to see who will make it to Saturday. It's going to be an exciting one as we send it courtside. Michael Westbrook, Joey McWilliams, the call is yours.
Paul, thank you so much, Paul. Brad Franz in his first season as the head coach of Northwestern Oklahoma State against Jeff Morgan, longtime coach of this Harding team. It's the 5th straight tournament appearance for Harding, champions in 2014 as the 5th seed. It's the 2nd time in 5 years they have been the overall #1 seed. Meanwhile, for Northwestern, it is their first ever tournament appearance. So you can't use the line act like you've been here before, because they never have been. And they'll try to do some magic for the 2nd year in a row as an 8 seed. I should say the 8 seed should try to do some magic, because last year it was an 8 seed over a 1 seed. But this Harding team can sure light it up. 2nd in the conference at 80.6 points a game. And Northwestern at 74 points per game this season. And got to get the knuckles through here on the way through the broadcast. Love those Harding guys with bringing the high fives over to the Harding radio crew about 3 feet from me. So I had to get that in. Antoine Burrell will jump in the center circle for the Harding Bisons, and he will be up against Adrian Motley. The starters, Reggie Anthony, Jacob Gibson, Will Francis, Blake McNair, and Antoine Burrell for Harding. Northwestern has Austin Klug, Lakeem Henderson, Thierry's Taylor, Brandon Green, and Adrian Motley. Just about ready to get this thing underway. There was 1 year where Northwestern would have qualified, in fact 2 years, but they were going through the NAIA to Division II process. In 2013, they were tied for 1st overall, but not eligible, and in 2014, they were tied for 6th. Last year, they finished in a tie for 9th. Our 3rd quarterfinal game is underway, and the Harding Bisons will have the possession first. In the white uniforms, Northwestern in the road black uniforms. We know that Harding likes to shoot the 3, but it appears they might try to work it inside early on, and that's exactly what happens on the game's first possession. Will Francis with a 2-point bucket. Northwestern's opening possession, Thierry's Taylor, and that one's stolen away. The pass from Taylor taken away by Gibson, and he has a layup the other way. Gibson with a steal on the inbounds pass. We always talk about the Harding offense, but defense has come to life early. Just about a minute in. Open 3 on its way, and that one's good for Blake McNair. And Brad Franz has to take a very quick timeout. We will take it as well. It's 7-0 Harding. 19:01 to play first half action. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
College students often talk about changing the world after they graduate. We are on a mission to do just that while still in school, applying academic excellence in our chosen areas of study in a range of undergraduate, graduate, and health science fields inspired by Christian values. Then taking those values into the world, equipped and focused on our mission to change it and ourselves for the better. Harding University.
We're still just underway here in the first half. Harding has edged out to a 7-0 advantage early on, and Coach Brad Franz has already had to take a timeout, but now Northwestern is on the board. It's Austin Klug with the layup. 7-2, the Harding advantage. We mentioned the 1-8 matchup from a year ago. Southwestern was the 8th seed. Ouachita was the top seed. Southwestern knocked off the Tigers in overtime last year. Early on, the 1 seed is dominating after Antoine Burrell's bucket a moment ago. It's 9-2, and they've had 3 buckets right at the rim early on. There's Klug underneath. He's fouled. Question is it on McNair or Burrell? Both in the vicinity. First foul of the game, and it goes against Blake McNair. Now we're officiating crew for this one, Eugene Jackson along with Brian McNally and Owen Short. First free throw from Klug at 60.7% this season. Could not hit that one. Northwestern, to stay in this game, will have to hit free throws when given the opportunity, and Klug connects on 1 of 2. Francis into the front court, picks up the dribble. Reggie Anthony left open, stutters in the lane to Burrell. Back to Anthony. No contact, no call there with a lot of contact. Now Anthony will drive to the rim, floats one up, misses. And DeAndre Martin with a rebound for Northwestern. He just checked into the game a little while ago. Martin is a junior from Columbus, Ohio. Good shot of Jeff Morgan. 23rd season at Harding as the head coach. Quite the run. Of course, Brad Franz, longtime head coach at Southwestern. That one goes off the side of the glass, and Antoine Burrell collects the rebound. Gibson, and he has a shot partially blocked. He falls down along with Brandon Green, who blocked the shot. Northwestern out the other way. Here's Lakeem Henderson. Nope. Tap back, yes. See who gets credit for that one. They go with Austin Klug, who now has 5 points. Has all 5 of the Rangers' points. Harding spreading it out right now. Here's Will Francis, a long way off from the three-point line. Burrell sets a screen for him. Francis will go back out top of the key. That one wouldn't fall for Gibson. Now Motley, long 2, rattled it home. Adrian Motley, a second-team All-GAC selection. The only one on the roster to receive an all-conference honor. Out of bounds and off of Harding. Reggie Anthony couldn't handle that one. Brandon Green was right there in his coat pocket the whole time, causing pressure. And now Martin will run the offense. Now Martin from the right wing, it rattles home. DeAndre Martin, 47% from downtown this season. Connects on his first one. Back the other way, a chance for the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Reggie Anthony hit the basket plus the foul. First foul on Northwestern. It brings us to the first media timeout. DeAndre Martin called for the foul. 15:54 to play first half, 11-10. Harding leads Northwestern. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
College is my time to find myself and start my future. That's why I chose SWOSU. Going up.
15 nationally accredited academic programs and nearly 100 clubs, all for me.
Thanks to this state-of-the-art nursing lab, he'll be better in no time.
And our brand new Pioneer Cellular Event Center for sports, concerts, and cool events.
All for me!
Oh, it's for me, it's for me.
The focus is you.
Harding leads Northwestern 11-10. Now we're just underway here. 15:54 to play first half from the Bruin Fieldhouse in Bartlesville. Appreciate you being with us. Reggie Anthony is at the line for an and one opportunity. He was fouled by DeAndre Martin before the media break. Thierry's Taylor now on the baseline down to Motley. And Motley leaves over for his teammate DeAndre Martin. Hit a three a moment ago, and Northwestern has a lead at 12-11. This game started 7-0 Harding. And so since then, a little pushback from Northwestern as they have been able to go on a 12-4 stretch. Stefan Angelkovic is on the floor for the first time. He is a junior forward from Serbia, and he will shoot from about Serbia. Whoa, that one was way downtown, but he missed it. We welcome in Paul Smith, a little upgrade down here to courtside now, Paul.
Well, somebody needed to hold the chair down for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. So. We got to travel in the lane, and a turnover on Northwestern. I was just saying, a little 12-4 push here from Northwestern to take a 1-point lead.
This is a very well-coached Northwestern Oklahoma team. Obviously, the records would seem to favor Harding, but you can't count anybody out this time of year, and Coach Franz has his Rangers prepared.
Harding has really been trying to work it inside early. They'll have another opportunity at free throws here because of Will Francis being fouled. But again, Francis on the drive to the rim, just trying to make something happen close to the basket. That's against Austin Klug, his first.
And, you know, Harding working it inside, you would think, looking at Harding and the way they've been in the past, they're a very three-pointer oriented team. But if you look at the way they shoot versus the way the opponents have shot, their opponents have taken 100 more three-point attempts than they have. So the inside game has really become stronger for Coach Jeff Morgan's squad this year.
And the thing about Harding, even though they were 5th in the league in free throw percentage this year, when they do get to the rim and get fouled, you know they are going to knock down the shots from the charity stripe.
Very disciplined team. He's always had good free throw shooters. It's a hallmark of that program.
Will Francis connects on both, and Harding regains the lead by 1, 13-12. We're inside 15 to play, first half. Brandon Green sending it over on the left side to Dumas. Zachary Dumas, a redshirt freshman from Huffman, Texas, seeing his first minutes of action, draws the contact and the foul. How about that? Right off the bench, makes an impact.
And it was a great job going to the right. If you could take a look at the way the defenders came together, that collision of bodies created a hole. He took it to the hole, lays it up. Here you're going to see the collision down low. Count the basket, the hoop, and the harm.
That's the first foul on Jacob Gibson. And one shot here for Dumas. Rattles around the rim and in. 3 for Zachary Dumas, and the ball poked out of bounds. It'll stay with Harding. Early on, it looked like it was all Harding, but this one could go back and forth for a while now. Northwestern regains a 2-point lead.
I like the defensive strategy out of the Rangers, playing that press right off the inbound on the made basket.
But Reggie Anthony slips, keeps the dribble alive. Now at the top of the key, 3 missed. Anthony skying in for the board. Contact. Foul is going to go against Northwestern. Adrian Motley.
And Northwestern forced that one outside with some tremendous help side defense on the near side. Just a great job by the Rangers to push that ball out.
Motley's first foul, 3rd team foul against Northwestern. Inbounds to Anthony on the wing, looks up top. Thing about Harding, they'll shoot from anywhere on the floor.
They'd shoot from off the floor if they could.
Francis in trouble, finds Gibson wide open. Good job of Gibson to clear out some space.
Gibson is a highly regarded player for good reason.
He's got 4 points. We're tied at 15. During the regular season, Harding won both matchups. It played on November the 19th. That was the first GAC action of the season. It was 82-63, Harding with the victory. As Angelkovic clears the glass. And the second time around at Harding, it was 84-64. So a 19-point win and a 20-point win for the Bisons. Anthony thought about it. Decides to draw in. A lot of contact off the glass and in. Now the bank is open late tonight. Well, it's not quite 6 o'clock yet. It might still be open anyways. I don't know where you bank. Mine closes at like 4, I think. But
Yeah, ours shuts down pretty early, too.
one thing I've noticed about Northwestern, they're getting their hands in the passing lanes. Another one knocked out of bounds. We'll see John Hudson, a senior from Trenton, Tennessee, take the court for the first time.
You know, Michael, this is going to be a critical stretch of the game for Northwestern. They have to continue to do the things they did that gave them the lead. If they get out of that game plan with Harding making a run, it's going to make the rest of the game very difficult.
That's right.
For them.
And there's a foul on Northwestern. Gibson coming off of a screen was hit by Zachary Dumas. First on Dumas, 14th foul.
And the thing about Harding, not just this year, but any year, they've done it really well this year. They do not make mistakes. It's
That's
a very
right.
well-disciplined team. You have to beat them because they do not beat themselves.
Well, there's a turnover there by Reggie Anthony, but again, Northwestern in the passing lanes to the rim and in for Thierry Taylor, and he is on the board. That's big news for the Rangers. He averages 10 a game, and it took a while for him to get going.
You see the outlet pass. He comes ahead, goes up, draws the contact. Just a beautiful execution by Taylor, and he's going to get to shoot the and one.
First foul on Reggie Anthony, third foul on Harding. Taylor hits. Harding led by as many as 7. That was 54 seconds into the game. Northwestern's had a 2-point lead about 2 minutes ago. On the wing, Francis, picked up by Green. Now Anthony down in the corner. Angelkovic. And we have a foul underneath. Kevin Harkins just took the court a moment ago. Harkins is a sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska, picks up his first. 15 foul on the Rangers, and again, back to the free throw situation, Paul. 12-18 to play in the first half, and Northwestern already has 5 team fouls.
It will be key as we get closer to halftime.
Angelkovic works his way in against Harkins, up over the top and in. Got to thank Scott Good. I had to work with him on the spelling and pronunciation of Angelkovic. I'm working on it. If there folks are watching in Serbia, I'm trying to get it right for you tonight. Or today, whatever time it might be there. Motley scores again. He has 4.
Well, you know it's probably his family that's going to be listening, so that might be taken a little bit more personally.
That's right. Anthony around his defender will leave in the corner. Thought Francis might take the shot. Decided against it. We have a foul away from the basketball there. Oh no, actually on the defender, Brandon Green, his first. And we're at the inside 12 media timeout with 11:30 to play, where it's 20-19. Northwestern on top of Harding. What a back and forth battle this first half has been.
I think it's about what you'd expect out of a 1-8 battle, especially after what we saw last year between Washita and Southwestern Oklahoma. Northwestern Oklahoma came to Bartlesville ready to play. There aren't any gimmies in this tournament, and it is absolutely no surprise that we've got a ball game midway through the first half here.
Well, you're right. Last year, 71-67. The 8 seed Southwestern won in overtime. Let's go back another year, Paul. You might remember this one. Number 1, Arkansas Tech was able to defeat Southeastern, the 8 seed, but it was 63-58. Remember that one being the close one.
That was a barn burner.
Now, a couple of years ago, Harding rolled past Southern Arkansas 62-43 in that 1-8 matchup. But one more time, 2012, the inaugural GAC tournament, 54-53. Top seeded Arkansas Tech won by 1 point against SAU.
We have had some historically close 1-8 matchups, Michael, and You know, this one, to this point, has lived up to that.
Of course, earlier today, I thought we were on the verge of seeing another 6-3 upset. 3 of the previous 4 years, the 6th seed has won that opening round game against Ouachita, but the Tigers edged out Southern Nazarene 64-59 in our first game, and then East Central defeated Arkansas Tech 81-73 in our second game.
We have had some tremendous games all the way through, and you just look at the Arkansas Tech East Central regular season series. It was dominated by ECU, and Tech gave them the ball game today.
There's a floater up off the glass and in for Blake McNair, and he has 5, second-team All-GAC selection.
Just want to tell you, in just a few minutes, I'll be talking with Northwestern Oklahoma AD Andy Carter. That's going to come up at the 8-minute media timeout.
Nice.
Talk a little bit about the things going on out in Alva.
Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Northwestern. And inbounds goes to Motley. Long shot on its way, missed by Dumas. Fight for the loose ball.
Oh, wow.
Tried to do the old
what a look.
bounce it off of the leg of the defender, but it stayed in bounds. Then Harding turns it over. DeAndre Martin to Taylor from the wing. No. Offensive rebound again for Northwestern. This time a baseline jumper, Motley.
And you know, as much as we talked about Northwestern staying in their game, Harding's got to stay in their game too. The transition offense is not where they need to be. They're very good at spotting up, getting their shots, driving it inside. This is not a team that's going to run up and down the court and rack up a bunch of points, but they're going to do it the hard way. As we get a 3 from the wing, that's just a little bit off. The rebound is up and in.
That was John Hudson missing the 3 and Reggie Anthony putting it back in. You know, I look at some of these guys from Harding, and I know I've been talking about them a lot lately, but you got several of these guys on this team that were a part of the Great 8 from a couple of years ago. Absolutely. When Harding had just 8 guys. Made it all the way through the championship here during that run. Fight for the loose ball, and we'll have a jump ball.
Boy, what an incredible bunch of players they had on that squad. I have nightmares about that.
(23-20), Harding leading Northwestern. 9:57 to play in the first half. And Northwestern will inbound back near the half-court line. Inbound to Green, over on the right side now to Motley. Pull-up jumper from just outside the paint for Motley. Angelkovich with the rebound. And Dawson Yates is on the floor for the first time. He's played limited minutes this season. Turnover for Harding will give it back to Northwestern. Inside 10 to play in the first half. Neither side getting away with too much right now as Martin misses badly on the 3. Harding with the rebound.
Both defenses here doing a great job making the other teams take some maybe ill-advised shots, off balance, however you want to say it. But the defenses have really come up in a big way here.
Angelkovich on the move. Wow, nope, wouldn't fall. Last moment, reversed hands. Just couldn't quite get the roll. Here's Motley. Motley on the move to the rim, and they'll call an offensive foul. Second foul on Adrian Motley.
A lot of credit to Braden Eggleston there. Got into traffic and just held his footing. You don't see it in the stat sheet, but taking a charge is that's a way to get attaboys from the coaches when you go back to the bench.
No doubt about that. Lakeem Henderson back on the floor for Northwestern. He replaces Adrian Motley, who takes a seat with his 2 fouls. Northwestern is going to apply a little bit of full court press here on Will Francis.
They've been doing it a lot on the made basket, but doing it here, I really like the play call.
Will Francis Driving just outside the paint, threw into traffic, and it was taken away by 2 Northwestern players. Brandon Green gets credit for the steal. An array of moves there from Zachary Dumas.
The bank is still open.
He had the shake and bake there, I think. Coming up at our next break, I believe Paul Smith will have an interview with Andy Carter. He's the athletic director of Northwestern Oklahoma State, so stay tuned for that here in just a moment. Shot missed at the rim by Eggleston. Long three, wouldn't fall from Zachary Dumas. And the ball out of bounds. A foul call against Northwestern. Foul on, well, on Lakeem Henderson, his first, 8th team foul. That'll be a 1-on-1. I'll keep the musical chairs going. Welcome Joey back in. Paul's going to go down and take care of an interview for us in a minute.
He does that well.
That's right. We were discussing how the fouls would cause problems for Northwestern. They had committed 5 team fouls at about the 13-minute mark, and well, now Harding will be shooting bonus shots from the free throw line the rest of the way, but not able to capitalize on that first shot there.
Well, that's the thing right now for Harding. They're having opportunities. They haven't capitalized. And the same thing can be said for Northwestern. Taking some of these long-range shots from, well, almost nearly outside the building, and they're not going in.
Green drives, kicks out to Martin. No. Rebound for Harding, Blake McNair.
As you might imagine, Harding shooting very well from the field. That's their MO, but not good enough.
And Jacob Gibson thought about launching one a moment ago. Launches that one, missed short. Brandon Green the rebound. We're inside 8 to play in the first half. A 7-point lead to start the game for Harding. 54 seconds in, they were up 7-0. And Coach Brad Franz called the timeout. Made a world of difference. A drive from Northwestern's Lakeem Henderson. He's called for a charge. And that brings us to the inside 8 media timeout. 7:05 to play in the first half. It's a close one. Let's head down courtside to Paul Smith.
Well, thank you, Michael. I'm here with Andy Carter, Director of Athletics at Northwestern Oklahoma State University. And, boy, your team has come ready to play today.
Well, we're really excited about this. You know, we've spent the last few years not being eligible for the tournament, and we're really excited that our guys made it in and get this experience, and we're looking forward to using this as a building block for our program.
New head coach this year. It seems like the wins and losses didn't come this year, but it seems like there is a real energy around the program.
Oh, there's no question. Coach Franz has done a great job. He and his staff have gotten our guys now. Transition's probably the word of the year, is that there's a lot of change going on within that program. The intensity is ramped up quite a bit, and we're just really excited where the program's going.
Well, as you talk to people about your new coach, Coach Franz, I think the word is energy. People talk about just how much energy he brings to the program, coaching, recruiting, everything.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, he makes me feel like I want to get up and do something. I mean, he's constant movement, always recruiting, always working. I go in after practice, and they're already breaking down film and getting after it. And that's the type of energy you need to bring to a program if we want to be good in this league.
Very good, Andy. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Back to you, Michael and Joey.
Thank you, Paul. 23-22, Harding leads Northwestern. We have 7:05 to play in the first half from the Bruin Fieldhouse in Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
Harding hot shooting has gone down to 53%.
Well, Northwestern hanging with them, 45%.
That's right.
Long possession developing here for Harding. Will Francis over to Gibson. Missed it short. Big rebound from Zachary Dumas.
I'll tell you, Michael, the statistic that stands out the most to me is the opposite of what you'd think from a Harding team. Northwestern with 13 assists, Harding with just 3 in the first half. And give another one. 14 now. That assist going to Lakeem Henderson.
And Northwestern was only averaging 12 assists a game. That is impressive. They have a lead, 24-23. Klug leading his team with 7 points. There's a long three on its way. Missed it short again. Jacob Gibson. The misses from Harding have been, they just haven't had enough leg, enough range on the shot.
Right, and there have been a lot of defensive rebounds as well for Northwestern.
That one rattles home from Brandon Green. It's Northwestern's largest lead of the game with 5.5 to play first half, 26-23. Three could tie it as Harding works it around the perimeter, inside to Burrell. Nice pass to Reggie Anthony, slashing through the lane, and Anthony has 9.
We have statistics that show how long the runs are for scoring. I'd like to see how long it was since the last Harding assist. Another one drops right there. The thing about that is, Michael, is that's just so much a part of Harding's game. And a block, too.
Jacob Gibson with the block. Gibson to Anthony. Anthony had the last two. Circle it around. Up top, Gibson open. No, again, missed it short. And an over the back foul on Antoine Burrell for Harding. His first personal foul.
Quick whistle, but the reason for that is because Burrell was it was an easy call. Quick whistle there. I don't think the Harding fans liked it as much, but not really anticipated. Burrell, hands on the back to begin with, and then went up and over.
Brandon Green, the sophomore, will work it into the front court to Taylor. Trapped underneath, but somehow able to keep that alive for a moment was Klug. Our back official running in and I guess saying that's out of bounds.
So it hit the underside of the backboard.
Yep. Okay.
And I guess enough might have hit the corner, so you'd call it the backside. How often do you talk about the backside of the backboard?
No, not very often. No. Hope they remember to clean it. On the drive is Harding again, trying to get points in the paint. Will Francis does just that. He has 6.
Well, I know I was bemoaning the fact that Harding wasn't having too many assists, and I don't want to stay on that topic too much longer except to say this. If you're scoring, however it is you're scoring, stick with it.
Right.
And if you can find the opening in a man-to-man look, like Harding has found a couple of the last 2 trips down the court, come around a man, come off the screen, find the opening, clear the space, go with that.
That 3 misses at the shot clock buzzer from Taylor. There is something to be said about moving the basketball around, though, and finding the open shot, spacing things out, and that usually leads to a lot of assists, and that's what we're used to seeing Harding do. Media timeout, 3:41 to go in the first half. It's 27-26. Harding with the lead. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network. .341 to play in the first half. There you see Austin Klug with a basket at the rim for Northwestern. Both sides have really worked on scoring in the paint. As a result, Harding leads 27-26. And it's gone back and forth with 12 lead changes. Largest lead of the game for Harding was 7. Northwestern held a 3-point lead a couple of minutes ago.
Talking about those points in the paint, Harding with 18, Northwestern with 14. And still the Rangers looking to fire from long range when the opportunity even comes close to being there.
Reggie Anthony to the rim, missed the shot. It's loose.
Taylor over the back.
Yep. First on Taylor. But it's the 10th team foul, and so 2 shots the rest of the way here.
Just another, I mean, it stays that offensive possession. The more times Harding has it down on that end.
Reggie Anthony, 57% at the line this season. Hits the first.
Take a look at this again as Anthony comes in. And he'll miss the shot, but gets back to get position. Steps around in front of Taylor. And there's your contact.
Anthony now with 10 points. Second one's good as well. 3-point Harding lead.
Anthony, first player in double figures this afternoon. Neither team has crossed 30 points.
Here's what Harding did early on, getting some steals. Anthony again, no! Missed it right at the rim. Good rebound from Brandon Green. Taylor on the drive, wow.
You get up in the air and you have enough time to readjust your body to square up for the shot.
He jumped from about that second spot outside the, right outside the paint. Anthony thought about the 3, drives in instead, has his shot rejected. Here's Taylor. Taylor's on the move, 1-on-2, and will leave for his teammate Dumas, who lost it out of bounds.
Can't fault the unselfish thought, except that Taylor had done so well on the previous trip. Thought he might pull up again. Northwestern content to let the ball be passed around the outside, though, with as many points as have been made by Harding. Rangers in that zone, giving Harding the outside look.
Harding is 1 of 9 from downtown. You can make it 1 of 10 on that miss. As Taylor skies for the rebound.
Don't forget, Harding won by 20 once this season, by 19 another time.
And they hit 7 threes in each of the 2 games against Northwestern.
Exactly. 3-point shooting tonight for Harding, as you mentioned, 10%.
Crew got the free throw line, given space, swishes it home. And Coach Jeff Morgan wants a timeout for Harding. We'll take it as well. Back after this on the GAC Sports Network.
College is my time to find myself and start my future. That's why I chose SWASU. Going up.
15 nationally accredited academic programs and nearly 100 clubs, all for me.
Thanks to this state-of-the-art nursing lab, he'll be better in no time.
And our brand new Pioneer Cellular Event Center for sports, concerts, and cool events.
All for me!
Oh, it's for me, it's for me. SWASU, the focus is you.
It's the 13th lead change. Northwestern now has the edge by 1, 30-29. Inside 2 to play in the first half. We ran down the list earlier of all the 1-8 matchups in the GAC in the opening round, and there's been some fun ones.
And this one fun as well. You know, these teams each have film on one another. No question about that. Of course, the 2 times they played each other over the season. As Anthony looked to the inside and could not find his post player. And Delkovich just not there. But you know, Michael, that's the thing. You can almost inoculate yourself to a team with how much film you've seen. You have to get fresh eyes. Bring somebody else in. Look at the film.
Ball loose. 4 players on the court and a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to Harding.
And realistically, the only positive for these 2 teams is the fact that Northwestern is still relatively new to the league. The games haven't been there as often as maybe some of the other Oklahoma-Arkansas matchups, and specifically the in-state matchups for Harding that have been there year in, year out. And Jeff Morgan has been there year in and year out. I believe since, what, 1957? When he
you said it, not me, for when he hears that.
Just checking. I have to look with Scott Good on that and verify that number. But
I don't know if that was in the game notes.
The point is that you need that fresh set of eyes by this time of the season. Get somebody in, and someone like a Coach Franz, who's a talent scout, no less.
Sure.
he has players, he has people that can come in, take some different looks, and Northwestern does look like a different team right now.
Another long-range miss from Harding. 1 out of 11 from three-point range. Northwestern leads by 1. Just a couple of more possessions before the close of the half. Brandon Green on the drive in the paint. No. Rebound Harding. Anthony across the timeline. About 5-second differential between the game and the shot clock. And that three won't fall as well. Saved back in bounds by Motley, and so Harding, if they choose to do so, can hold for the final shot. We're down to 15 seconds to play.
And I always tell you, don't save it like that on your own end or on the opponent's end.
Right. Anthony basically standing unguarded. 5 seconds. Now makes his move to the rim. Couldn't get it to go. And that brings us to halftime, where Northwestern holds a 30-29 lead. Harding averaging 10.6 three-point field goals a game. They've made just 1 so far in this first half. And let's head down courtside now to Paul Smith.
30-29, Northwestern Oklahoma goes into the half with the lead. The 8 seed leading the 1. What will happen in the second half of this one? We'll find out when we come back in just about 15 minutes on the GAC Sports Network.
What makes Henderson a better choice in education? Is it the campus or the buildings? Is it class size or professors with PhDs? Is it the cost, the value? What is it about Henderson?
It's me.
A strong educational foundation from Henderson put Richard Jacobs on the road to becoming a doctor. Today, he's at the forefront of pediatric research and care. Henderson prepares today's students for tomorrow, because what counts is what you become. Henderson State University.
We explore dozens of complex subjects, but sometimes the world sees college students as being the same, lumps us together. That's okay, because the world may underestimate what we can do as strong, responsible, highly trained, and confident Christian professionals. And isn't that what the world needs? Qualities taught one-on-one and valued by us all in a place of faith, learning, and living. Harding University. College students often talk about changing the world after they graduate. We are on a mission to do just that while still in school, applying academic excellence in our chosen areas of study in a range of undergraduate, graduate, and health science fields inspired by Christian values. Then taking those values into the world, equipped and focused on our mission to change it and ourselves for the better. Harding University.
College is my time to find myself and start my future. That's why I chose SWASU. Going up.
15 nationally accredited academic programs and nearly 100 clubs, all for me.
Thanks to this state-of-the-art nursing lab, he'll be better in no time.
And our brand new Pioneer Cellular Event Center for sports, concerts, and cool events.
All for me!
Oh, it's for me, it's for me. Swasu, the focus is you.
At the University of Arkansas at Monticello, yes you can.
For me, that means getting the degree I need for the life and career I want. And it also means being part of something more, a tradition since 1909 with successful graduates in business, industry, medicine, every walk of life. Here, I can be part of that tradition. A future, a legacy, and a great college experience. It all comes together here at UAM.
At the University of Arkansas at Monticello, yes you can.
Opportunity begins here.
Southeastern Oklahoma State University.
Seize your opportunity. Soar to new heights with our nationally accredited aviation program.
Seize your opportunity.
Southeastern's renowned education program has launched thousands of teaching careers.
Seize your opportunity.
From occupational safety, health and business to behavioral and natural sciences.
Seize your opportunity.
Southeastern Oklahoma State University.
SC.edu.
Log on now
and seize your opportunity.
What makes Henderson a better choice in education? Is it the campus or the buildings? Is it class size or professors with PhDs? Is it the cost, the value? What is it about Henderson?
It's me.
A strong educational foundation from Henderson put Richard Jacobs on the road to becoming a doctor. Today, he's at the forefront of pediatric research and care. Henderson prepares today's students for tomorrow because what counts is what you become. Henderson State University.
We explore dozens of complex subjects, but sometimes the world sees college students as being the same, lumps us together. That's okay, because the world may underestimate what we can do as strong, responsible, highly trained, and confident Christian professionals. And isn't that what the world needs? Qualities taught one-on-one and valued by us all in a place of faith, learning, and living. Harding University. College students often talk about changing the world after they graduate. We are on a mission to do just that while still in school, applying academic excellence in our chosen areas of study in a range of undergraduate, graduate, and health science fields inspired by Christian values. Then taking those values into the world, equipped and focused on our mission to change it and ourselves for the better. Harding University.
College is my time to find myself and start my future. That's why I chose SWASU. Going up!
15 nationally accredited academic programs and nearly 100 clubs, all for me.
Thanks to this state-of-the-art nursing lab, he'll be better in no time.
And our brand new Pioneer Cellular Event Center for sports, concerts, and cool events.
All for me!
Oh, it's for me. SWASU, the focus is you.
At the University of Arkansas at Monticello, yes you can.
For me, that means getting the degree I need for the life and career I want. And it also means being part of something more, a tradition since 1909 with successful graduates in business, industry, medicine, every walk of life. Here, I can be part of that tradition. A future, a legacy, and a great college experience. It all comes together here at UAM.
At the University of Arkansas at Monticello, yes you can.
Opportunity begins here.
Southeastern Oklahoma State University.
Seize your opportunity. Soar to new heights with our nationally accredited aviation program.
Seize your opportunity.
Southeastern's renowned education program has launched thousands of teaching careers.
Seize your opportunity.
From occupational safety, health and business to behavioral and natural sciences.
Seize your opportunity.
Southeastern Oklahoma State University.
SC.edu.
Log on now.
And seize your opportunity.
What makes Henderson a better choice in education? Is it the campus or the buildings? Is it class size or professors with PhDs? Is it the cost, the value? What is it about Henderson?
It's me.
A strong educational foundation from Henderson put Richard Jacobs on the road to becoming a doctor. Today, he's at the forefront of pediatric research and care. Henderson prepares today's students for tomorrow because what counts is what you become. Henderson State University.
We explore dozens of complex subjects, but sometimes the world sees college students as being the same, lumps us together. That's okay, because the world may underestimate what we can do as strong, responsible, highly trained, and confident Christian professionals. And isn't that what the world needs? Qualities taught one-on-one and valued by us all in a place of faith, learning, and living. Harding University. College students often talk about changing the world after they graduate. We are on a mission to do just that while still in school, applying academic excellence in our chosen areas of study in a range of undergraduate, graduate, and health science fields inspired by Christian values. Then taking those values into the world, equipped and focused on our mission to change it and ourselves for the better. Harding University.
Welcome back to the Bruin Fieldhouse in Bartlesville, where Northwestern holds a 1-point lead on Harding, 30-29 at the halftime break, and it has been a back-and-forth game between these two teams, Joey. 13 lead changes in the first half.
Well, you talk about a team in Harding that's averaging 80 points per game, 6 players averaging in double figures. They're not getting the production that they have been getting some from their stars. However, Reggie Anthony is putting things together. He already nearly has his season average, 10.8 points per game. He has 10 here in the first half to go with 4 rebounds. Not a bad afternoon for him as we are sliding into evening right now. Meanwhile, for Northwestern, you look at Austin Klug there wearing number 2. Klug's had a couple of breakout games over the course of this season, and tonight looks pretty good for him as well, 9 points. One of the places, though, that they need him is also on the offensive glass. Northwestern has only 4 offensive boards. Now, they have been keeping Harding off the offensive glass, but if Klug's able to come in and add to that total, he has 1 rebound. It was on the offensive end. They keep that going. They keep the ball on the Ranger end of the court. We could have a tight game over the next 20 minutes.
I look at Adrian Motley to make a difference in the second half to keep the momentum for Northwestern. He averaged 21.5 points a game and 10 rebounds a game in the 2 regular season matchups. Tonight he has 4 and 2. 4 points and 2 rebounds. As he inbounds the ball, we start the second half. Northwestern has the possession. Got to work it right inside to Klug. Double team. Taylor's trapped. Now Motley. Motley has it taken away. Antoine Burrell on the break. Taylor catches up to him. Burrell still scores.
Nice job. That was pretty much a reverse because he went from the left side, floated over, drifted over to the right side. And Michael, let me tell you what predicated that too. Harding cut off every passing lane. Nowhere to go with the passes for Taylor or anyone else stepping ahead.
Back to Klug underneath. And a foul first. Klug just did a little dance through the paint there after the whistle, I think.
Foul's going to be charged on the inside for Harding. I believe it's going to be on Burrell.
That's his second. First foul of the second half. Klug gives to Taylor. Long on the 3. Rebound Jacob Gibson. Gibson to McNair underneath to Burrell. Gibson lost the handle on it. Motley picks it up. Motley couldn't make that one go. And Gibson clears the glass for another rebound.
There are times you can try too hard, almost. Klug trying to put back instead of just getting the board.
Right underneath Burrell again.
Well, you know Motley can put it in the 4th row. Even here in Bruin Fieldhouse, let Motley go flying by and then put the ball in off the glass.
Lob inside to Klug. Double team. He goes up over the top of Burrell and scores, and he's now 5 for 5 from the floor.
He's doing a really good job taking advantage of the opportunities that he has been given. And to the hook shot over Burrell, that's not an easy shot all the time.
Not at all. Francis over to Gibson from the right wing 3, and he splashes one home.
I think it had to happen at some point. Law of averages was going to kick in.
I would think so. 2 for 13 now for Harding from downtown.
And Gibson now 1 for 7.
Three-pointer can change the game in a hurry. It's 36-32 Harding. Just over 2 minutes has gone by in the second half. Lakeem Henderson to the rim. Some contact and a foul against Jacob Gibson.
Looked like he tried to get that second step, but it may have been part of the contact in coming to the basket.
That's 2 on Gibson. Second team foul on the Bisons here in the second half. And Lakeem Henderson at 71% steps to the line. His first point. Another one they will need a little bit of production out of, averaging nearly 8 a game.
And that was exactly where I was headed with that, Michael. They need more than just a point, which that's all they're going to get on this trip because he misses the second free throw. They need more than just a point from him in the second half.
Jacob Gibson becoming a rebounding machine. That's his 5th to pull down. Another 3 on its way. That one too much. Off the back iron that time from Blake McNair. Here's Motley pulling up from the free throw line. Offensive board, Klug looking for help. Finds Martin, DeAndre Martin, short off the front of the rim. A third opportunity for Northwestern. Brandon Green out to Henderson. Swish.
Well, we said it before, just what the doctor ordered. Michael, you were talking about them needing him, and they do. And he gave them what they needed and tie this game up.
36-all.
But that's going to come from the outside as well, too, with as much as Harding's defense is collapsing. And wow.
Jacob Gibson just airballing a three. Now 2 of 15 from long range for Harding.
In his career at Harding, how many times do you think that call's been made?
We
may have just heard it. The call.
And there is Motley fouled. That's the third foul on Harding here in the second half.
It's going to be on the court, though, inbound baseline right. And Harding not giving up anything in the lane here in the second half.
It's on Will Francis. Klug tried to put back the shot from Henderson, couldn't do so. Burrell needing some help. They'll work it back inside to him again. Bounce pass through the lane intended for Gibson. He comes up with it, and he's fouled.
All those points in the paint that these two teams were getting in the first half, not so much right now in the first 4 minutes of the second half. And it's just been a defensive philosophy, a little bit of a shift. Not a major shift, but enough. Collapse a little bit more tightly for Harding against Northwestern. And then down low, the one-on-one, the Burrell going in against Motley or Burrell going in against Klug, and you see it right here against Motley, but he's able to find someone to give it off to, and Gibson with a great job to draw the contact from Klug. And Klug had his hand straight up, but he was walking into Gibson as the foul was called.
A lane violation on DeAndre Martin for Northwestern. On a rare miss at the free throw line from Gibson, he'll be given another opportunity.
Part of the coaching staff for Northwestern you saw right there, along with Jarius Taylor.
Gibson with 81 three-point makes this season. He's the all-time Harding leader with 213 in his career. And going back to that air ball a minute ago, we're not going to say that very often. Martin traveled with it. Turnover on Northwestern. And we've hit the first media timeout. 37-36, actually 38-36 Harding. We're back in just a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
We explore dozens of complex subjects, but sometimes the world sees college students as being the same, lumps us together. That's okay, because the world may underestimate what we can do as strong, responsible, highly trained, and confident Christian professionals. And isn't that what the world needs? Qualities taught one-on-one and valued by us all in a place of faith, learning, and living. Harding University.
Harding basketball out of the timeout as Will Francis will throw it in. Harding leads 38-36. 15:56 to play in the second half. And the inbound to Reggie Anthony. 11 points a game for Reggie Anthony. He'll pull up from outside the paint. Too hard off the glass. It's a rebound for Adrian Motley. At the top of the key is Martin. Motley from the baseline. Straightens up, can't hit it. Klug offensive board. Double team. Anthony takes it away from him, but Anthony out of bounds.
The shot clock really not a factor as much right now, but you can use it to start talking about how often Northwestern, or how long Northwestern is keeping the ball on the Rangers into the court. Well into 40 seconds right now.
On the left wing, controlled by Dumas. Now to Klug from the free throw line. Missed it short. That'll be an over the back foul on Adrian Motley.
Not the best decision.
That's his third. Might be tough for Northwestern to overcome that. And if they end up putting Motley on the bench, he'll stay out on the floor for right now. We've got a foul going the other way. This is an offensive foul against Harding.
Well, and how quick was that? Offensive foul, come down, miss a shot, give it back to Northwestern. You know, if Northwestern can speed this game up, you have to like their chances as they go along. The longer they stay in it, the more time it ticks off. And passes like that, wow.
And Klug, 6 of 7 from the floor. He has 13 points. Tied at 38, untied now on Jelkovic from downtown. He has 5.
Still look at that stat, and I don't know how much you went over it, Michael, as Harding comes away with the steal before I was here. 6 Harding players in double figures averaging on the season.
Traveling violation there.
That just is an amazing statistic. It drops off dramatically after that from Angelkovic at 10.4 per game to Braden Eggleston at 3.4 a game. However, the ball distribution, and still, even with all that, Andras Kovac, 20.9 points a game. You would think 6 players in double figures are all right around 11.
Right.
But that's not the case.
Yep.
Not going to get it today, though.
Of course, he went down with an injury early on in the year. Motley has that one taken away from him. And a Gibson of the active players, a leading scorer at 16.6 a game. Another offensive foul called against Harding, and that is back-to-back possessions there for Will Francis to pick up a foul. He has 3. 5th team foul against the Bisons.
The crowd doesn't like what they consider to be an acting job from Motley. They're not going to get the call that way, though. Even if Motley maybe gave a little bit, Francis had the arm out. Arm bar going on, went in solid.
John Hudson back on the floor, saw just a couple of minutes in the first half. Green was given some room there. Decided not to shoot. Out to Motley inside the three-point line. No. Fight for the loose ball. Anthony ends up on top of Brandon Green there for a moment. Harding has it. And a foul right about the free throw line against Thierry's Taylor. Second foul on Taylor. 3rd team foul against Northwestern. Paul Smith will have a couple of interviews for us coming up at the media timeouts. Make sure you stay tuned for that. 14 lead changes in this one. The game's been tied 5 times. Another foul, this one against Brandon Green. And the referee's starting to tighten this thing up a bit.
The Northwestern, to the Rangers' credit, are not giving the easy looks on the inside. They're picking up fouls now at a growing pace, but stopping the points from coming quickly and easily. The question is, do they have enough players? And you know, if it's a war of attrition, can the Rangers hold up?
This 3 from Angelkovic. Offensive rebound. Hudson, no. Ball is loose. And Northwestern has it. Taylor. Dumas back out top to Green. Green to the rim and in, plus the foul. Sixth team foul against Harding.
The Bison need a timeout.
It's 3 on Jacob Gibson.
A little bit of a breather right now. Burrell's out. Coming back in is Francis.
Right, with those 3 fouls.
With the 3 fouls, but the defense looking markedly different than how it did coming out of the break.
A chance to tie the game for Northwestern. Despite all the fouls here of late, neither side has really had much of an opportunity at the line. Northwestern 4 of 7, Harding 6 of 8. Anthony had to get that across in the 10-second window. Picks up his dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Harding has to hurry now. Here's Anthony. 5 on the shot clock. Lob inside, stolen away. Motley with the steal. Couple of steals.
Everyone in a white jersey, Michael, was looking for a screen. Nobody was setting the screens to
right.
get open. Players running around to spots. Nobody's setting the screens.
Green to Tierras Taylor. The 3 won't fall. Looked good. Just could not quite manage the roll. 12 to play in the second half. The 1-8 matchup is a 1-point game right now. Offensive foul called on Reggie Anthony. Second foul on Anthony brings us to the media timeout. 11:56 until the conclusion. 41-40, Harding leads. Take it away, Paul Smith.
Thanks, Michael. I'm here with Jay Havens, head coach of East Central. And, Coach, it's tough to beat a good team 3 times in a year. You did that earlier tonight with a big win over Arkansas Tech.
Well, they are a good team, and it was tough, and we knew it would be. Give our guys a lot of credit. Really feel blessed to have another day to coach our guys, and looking forward to the next one.
Well, the next one you get another good team, Ouachita Baptist. It seems like the way the bracket turns out, there's just no gimmies in this tournament.
No, absolutely not. Anybody you see at this point in the year is going to be good. We look forward to that. I think this is the most exciting time of the year. You get into postseason basketball, and you got good teams and good coaches and good players. It's fun to watch, fun to be a part of.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win today. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Michael, Joey, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Paul. Whoa, what a game this one is. 41-40. We talked about it once already, but it's starting to shape up like the 1-8 matchup in 2012. Arkansas Tech was the top seed against Southern Arkansas. That was a 1-point game. 54-53, Arkansas Tech with the victory. They went on to win the tournament championship. And of course, last year the 8 seed was able to knock off the 1 seed. We still have a long way to go in this one, but
well, a few more points scored in that game last season, but this one could be looking at a 54-53.
Yeah. The scoring doesn't pick up. Both sides at 18% from 3-point range. 2 out of 11 for Northwestern. 3 out of 17 for Harding. Both sides shooting at about 40% for the game. All the way to the rim. They call that an offensive foul. Zachary Dumas is called for the foul.
That was intense. Coach Franz a little bit upset. That was an intense call, and it was as if the official didn't get the response he wanted the first time, so he went in and put the hand behind the head just to make sure.
Jelkovic scores underneath the basket. Well, this is where teams who've been here before get a call going their way. They can take advantage of it. Northwestern has to remain calm in this moment. Top of the key 3, no, from Martin, but an offensive board will give him another chance.
And Terry's Taylor just slowed it down. Let's find the look we want.
Travel.
Unless there's a travel.
Yep. And the guy who might be giving more effort than anybody else right now, it's the coach on the other side, the counterpart, Coach Brad Franz. I don't know if you could see him this last few possessions, Joey, but
yes,
he's very animated in a positive way for his team. So here's Harding up by 3 as Francis tries to drive around his defender, and they'll call another offensive foul.
Will Francis.
That's 4 on Will Francis. Well, the referees have set the precedent to make that call, and so now they have to keep calling it. Coach Morgan is not happy.
Coach Franz is still not happy.
But they called it down at this end, so call it at the other end as well. At least give them that.
Score in the game right now. Klug on the bench as well for Northwestern.
Martin collides with Hudson. I believe they called this one a blocking foul. They did. That's the first on John Hudson.
Hudson didn't get over far enough to stop that baseline move. Force him back into the middle where he has some help.
It's DeAndre Martin at the free throw line, 77.6% this season. It's a 1-1. And couldn't get the roll. Fight for the loose ball. It's off of Harding. It'll stay with the Rangers with 10:36 to play in the second half.
Right now, each team shooting 17 for 41. Identical 41% numbers for both these squads.
Harding has had 5 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. Meanwhile, Northwestern, 4 turnovers in the last 4.5 minutes. Offense has been limited for both sides, and now you can call it 5 apiece within the last 4.5 minutes. Will it end 43-40? I don't think so.
How much farther will it go, though? How much farther will this drought go?
Almost a turnover there. Jacob Gibson was out about 4.5 on the 5-second count to inbound the ball. Hudson on the wing, looking underneath, and they will call an offensive foul against Angelkovic. And that is somehow only his first. 10 team fouls now for Harding, with still half of the second half to go.
Look to Northwestern making trip to the free throw line at just 50% on the free throw line so far in this game.
Motley leaves for Dumas. One-handed floater in the lane. No. Offensive rebound, Dumas. Back to Motley, and an offensive foul call, the charge. That's 4 on Motley. 6th team foul against Northwestern.
If you're looking to play on that low block on defense, once the dribble penetration move is made, just set up. Because that look is what's going to draw that foul. And it's from both sides. You mentioned it. The precedent's been set.
You know, I kind of wondered why Klug was still on the bench here. The guy only has 1 foul. He's 6 of 7 from the floor for 13 points. He got the #1 team on the ropes. I think he needs to be out there a little longer.
And he is back out. You're right.
He replaces Motley with his 4 fouls. Hudson sends it up top to McNair. Blake McNair's been a little bit quiet in this game. He can turn it on in a hurry. And there is Anthony with the bucket. He now has 12.
Breaks the scoring drought from both these teams, although Northwestern's is now nearing 4 minutes.
Last basket was a Brandon Green layup at the 12:58 mark. From the corner, that 3 is short. Off the hands of Dumas. Anthony has the rebound for Harding. Bisons lead by 5. They'll try to add to that here. Jacob Gibson makes it an 8-point game.
Wow, a 3 in transition like that is absolutely, that's a killer right now in this contest. Coach Franz wants a timeout.
48-40 Harding with their largest lead of the game. 8:53 to play in the second half on the GAC Sports Network.
College students often talk about changing the world after they graduate. We are on a mission to do just that while still in school, applying academic excellence in our chosen areas of study in a range of undergraduate, graduate, and health science fields inspired by Christian values. Then taking those values into the world, equipped and focused on our mission to change it and ourselves for the better. Harding University.
Such a huge basket from Jacob Gibson just a little while ago, the senior from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Gives his team its largest lead of the game, 48-40. We have 8:53 to play in the second half. A team that won by 19 and 20 earlier in the regular season against Northwestern. And yet here in the tournament, just a 8-point lead, their largest lead. This one's still a long ways from being over. Let's see what Northwestern has out of the timeout here.
Well, if the Rangers don't start hanging on the ball a little bit better and actually getting a couple of shots to fall, they're on pace for 19 and 20 right now, the way Harding's starting to find some separation. Need a good look right here, and Coach Franz has had a couple of plays that have just been effectively worked coming out of timeouts.
Northwestern averaging 12.5 turnovers a game. They have 19 in this one. Klug right at the rim. He has 15. He could be a spark for the Rangers.
Not really a pick and roll that time. It was just a shift over a little bit and then make that cut to the basket. But he's been on fire.
Angelkovic against Klug. Lob inside to Gibson. Gibson was being held first by Lakeem Henderson. Third foul on Henderson, 7th team foul against the Rangers, and it will send Harding back to the line. Jacob Gibson for a 1-and-1.
We talked about this earlier as the fouls seem to be mounting. Neither team going to the free throw line that much, just the 9th free throw attempt of the evening for Harding, now 7 of 9 with that make. And Northwestern 4 of 8 on the evening.
Both go for Jacob Gibson. He now has 12. Dumas driving in. How did he get that one to go?
Shot was very impressive. Just the fact that he was that close to the basket, getting among those 3 defenders, was also quite impressive.
Inside 8 to play now. 6-point lead for Harding. Hudson on offensive rebound. McNair got it to go. Blake McNair has 8.
And it felt like a rushed shot, too, because the shot clock reset. He didn't have to take it again that quickly, but he felt it.
Green out to Martin. No. Rebound for Harding. Harding starting to pull away a bit on Jelkovic. He wants to take one from downtown. What were you saying about the averages eventually balancing out? I don't know if it'll quite balance tonight, but they've started to make a few more down the stretch here.
Well, that's what it's going to take. And I spend a lot of time around Coach Darren Grover, Southeastern's women's coach, and that's what he always says. We just need to make shots.
It's a 2-on-1 for Harding. McNair took a little too much time there. Probably should have gone up right away. Now Dumas the other direction. And a blocking foul called. That is on Jacob Gibson, his 4th personal foul.
When you look at that, I mean, you think Dumas has too much of a head of steam going down, but I think Gibson shifted. He moved over just enough to take that.
Ahead of the media timeout with 6:48 to play. It's a 12-point Harding lead against Northwestern. When play resumes, we will be at the free throw line for Northwestern. But first, here is Paul Smith.
Well, thank you, Michael. I'm here with Greg Harnden, the AD at Harding. And Coach Harnden, your team, again, is really in a position where with some good fortune this weekend and some breaks in another place, you're really looking at a good shot of going to the NCAA tournament again.
Yeah, we're going to at least have to win a couple games, maybe win all 3. When you're at the 7th spot, I mean, you just got to do it yourself.
Well, again, the team has come in looking to pull away a little bit right now, but just another great team under Jeff Morgan. He's done such an outstanding job.
Coach Morgan's unbelievable, and, you know, we got some kids that play hard and they're smart, and we shoot well. You know, we're going to win, and that's what we've been doing a little better here the second half.
It seems like the team, you know, it's always a very disciplined team, but they've really put it on lockdown here in the second half.
Yeah, and other than being a little foul trouble here right now with Jacob and Will, so we got to stay out foul trouble, play some decent defense, you know, knock it down. We'll be okay, but you never know. You know, last year, number 1 got beat by 8. So.
That's right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you to Greg Harnden of Harding University. 56-44. Harding leads by 12. It's their largest lead of the game as Zachary Dumas is at the free throw line. Dumas able to connect.
That's big. You get a chance to look then as Dumas takes it coast to coast. May have gotten there in time. I thought he'd shifted, but we have the benefit of slow motion.
Both free throws go. It's back to a 10-point game, 56-46.
You know, I think in a game like this, though, Michael, you have to take the chance. The charge has been called often tonight.
Sure.
And I think for Gibson, that's not a bad look.
Hudson wants to get in on the three-point barrage. His first points of the game. Harding now 7 of 21 from long range. And there's that number again. They've hit 7 in each of the 3 times they have played Northwestern. That one misses. Tap back effort from Krug, no. Motley, a third chance, and it's stuck on the rim. He's fouled, heading to the line for 2.
Go back to that three-pointer by Hudson. Hudson, one of the players on that great 8 team that won 2 years ago. What an amazing run that team from Harding made. 8 players on the roster. They all saw time on the court. And Hudson was one of those, he's a player you just don't sleep on. You don't think about him sometimes as much with Francis, with Gibson, with some of these other players, but when he comes off the bench, he's got it to give.
Now look at that bench.
I know.
There's 8+ sitting over there.
Exactly.
2 years ago, they only had 8 on their entire roster at this tournament.
Yes. Well, Harding's roster is a phone book. So
I like that.
And I've talked with Coach
What's
Morgan.
a phone book? I don't know if those exist anymore.
I've talked with Coach Morgan about that, and he said, yes, it was. We could get through practice a little bit more quickly with just 8 players, but he feels like he's able to get a little bit more done. Well, yeah, you can actually play 5-on-5 if you have more than 8 players.
Yeah. Now there's Gibson again inside. You know, something that's been lost here a little bit is Adrian Motley. He only has 5 points. Mentioned at the break, if Northwestern was going to stay in this, they would need production from him. Here's Taylor shooting a 3. Look good, and it is.
His first three-pointer made this evening, 5 previous attempts.
Taylor has 8. Harding still up by double digits, 61-50, nearing 5 to play. The winner takes on the winner between Southwestern and Southern Arkansas. That's our 4-5 matchup coming up after this one. Anthony on the drive, sends to McNair, now in the corner to Gibson, and he rattles it home. Well, he's gotten his average. He's up to 17. Entered the game averaging 16.6. Taylor back the other way, why not?
Exactly, and you're exactly right, why not? At this point in the game, you have to pull out the stops. Taylor's the one that can take those threes and drain it.
Got to match him, Gibson. No, that one was on the rim for a minute. Hudson came down with it. Out to McNair. Blake McNair has 11, and it's another 3.
Suddenly 43-40 seems like a long time ago.
It sure does. Motley misses. Again, remember Harding, I thought about that one there. Averaging 10.6 3-point field goal makes a game. And now got 9 in this one.
I think if you're Northwestern, you get it back in the hands of Taylor.
Well, Hudson was going to go for the 3, decided to pass last minute. And now Hudson fouls at the other end.
He was looking for Angelkovic, and he was not looking.
He was waiting on the rebound.
He was waiting on the rebound.
And bring us to the media timeout with 3:51 to play. It's a 14-point Harding lead as they've started to pull away, but it's not over yet. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
What makes Henderson a better choice in education? Is it the campus or the buildings? Is it class size or professors with PhDs? Is it the cost? The value? What is it about Henderson?
It's me.
A strong educational foundation from Henderson put Richard Jacobs on the road to becoming a doctor. Today, he's at the forefront of pediatric research and care. Henderson prepares today's students for tomorrow, because what counts is what you become. Henderson State University.
We explore dozens of complex subjects, but sometimes the world sees college students as being the same, lumps us together. That's okay, because the world may underestimate what we can do as strong, responsible, highly trained, and confident Christian professionals. And isn't that what the world needs? Qualities taught one-on-one and valued by us all in a place of faith, learning, and living. Harding University.
To see if here, Joey, as we see our officials on the monitor, see if that was a flagrant foul down that way. I don't know. Dumas took a pretty hard hit. See it one more time. It's 67-53. Harding leading. Yeah, to see if he came over the top and got him in the face instead of the ball. But I think he got the ball.
It looked like he got as much ball as he could. And there was contact, and it was pretty hard. But it didn't have the feel that it was going just to get Dumas. He did get the ball as well.
Definitely taking a long look at it here.
Well, you look back at the contest, Michael, then, and back and forth throughout the first half and well into the second half. Harding finally getting a couple of shots to fall, and that really made all the difference. Once one or two started, that's when the Avalanche really took off. And I don't think it was anything in particular that Harding did differently or that Northwestern did differently. It's just that a shot fell.
Right.
Makes all the difference in the world sometimes.
62% from the floor in the second half, 13 out of 21. And also 8 out of 12 from behind the arc, and a perfect 4 out of 4 at the free throw line. Both go that time for Zachary Dumas. It's 67-55. Harding leads by 12. Blake McNair controls over to Gibson. Now I think you go back to working it inside a little bit. Take some time off the clock. Well, unless you left that wide open, you do that.
Exactly.
A little bit of a fake. Got the defense away from Francis, and he was left wide open. He has 9. Knocked out of bounds, and it is off of Northwestern. Harding has it.
Just off the thigh. Jacob Gibson making the call. As if he were wearing stripes.
He was. Big news for Harding yesterday in the Central region. They were ranked 7th. East Central ranked 8th. Great American Conference with 2 teams in that top 8 right now.
One of those teams has already picked up a win today. That's big.
Long range 3. Will Francis, he has 12.
Doesn't seem like those 4 fouls.
Did he shoot that one from Dewey? Would that be right?
Yes.
Taylor back the other way. No. And Harding clears the glass inside 3 to play, up 73-55. Anthony all the way to the rim, missed it short. Dumas leaves for Motley. Nope, too wild through the lane.
It's one of those, I have the ball, I have to take it. I mean, the momentum carried on through. Still think Taylor has a shot or 2 left in him, but it may be too late at this point.
Trevor Johnson, a freshman from Alva, on the floor. He's guarding Anthony. Reggie Anthony goes around 1 defender, around 2, hangs in the air, kick in the corner. That three won't fall. And Taylor quickly the other way. Crosses over his defender, lost the basketball. Stripped away by Francis. Francis will take a timeout with 1:46 to play. 73-55, Harding in control. Back after this on the GAC Sports Network. Looked at it again on the replay. That was Dewey. That's where he shot it from. Will Francis, 18th in the league in points per game at 13.5. He's got 12 tonight, and his team leads by 18. 73-55. They have turned it around in the second half. It will be Harding basketball, each side with 2 timeouts remaining. Harding has committed double-digit fouls already.
Let's see a shot of Bruin Fieldhouse here. Pretty good crowd on hand here in this first round matchup.
Inbound directly in front of us, and it goes to Reggie Anthony. Don't think you'll see Northwestern foul. Let's try to play this one out. Here's McNair on the wing, 10 on the shot clock. Angelkovic, he misses that one, and Motley has the rebound.
Well, of note, Joseph Gray, a senior from San Antonio, is coming to the game for Northwestern now.
How about that long-range three? Trevor Johnson. He plays about 7 minutes a game. Freshman from Alva has his first tournament points ever. Will Francis controls, just about 1 minute to play.
Well, Coach Franz again giving a nod to his seniors, keeping them on the court for the final minute.
Anthony to the rim, he's fouled. And one opportunity, Trevor Johnson picks up the foul, his first. Anthony's now up to 14 points. And you were mentioning 6 players averaging double figures. Of course, 5 of those active right now for Harding. All 5 of them have now hit double figures.
And they're closing in on the season average, which is 80.2 points per game, right at 75 right now. Make it 76.
Anthony has 15.
Some numbers don't always tell the truth. Some do. And there's a reason that teams average what they do.
That's right. Driving in with a one-handed floater was Johnson. Missed it, 40 seconds to play. And another foul from Mountain Pine, Arkansas.
So Taylor gets the applause of the fans here that have made the trip from Alva.
Thierry's Taylor, one of the seniors, averaged 10.4 points a game this season. Will finish his tournament play with 11 points. Maybe 1 or 2 more possessions, depending on how quick. And there is Henderson hitting the 3. Akeem Henderson with 7.
That was quick.
It was. Shot clock's turned off. And McNair will run out the clock. Congratulations to the Northwestern seniors, Lakeem Henderson, Thierry's Taylor, and Joseph Gray. First-year head coach Brad Franz, first year at Northwestern. Got his team back on track. They'll finish 9-18. And their first ever tournament appearance. Harding moves on, 76-61 the final. It was a close game throughout much of the first half, but then the hot shooting from Harding took over for the 15-point advantage. 1 game still to go today. Let's head down courtside to wrap up this.
After 8 o'clock, right here on the GAC Sports Network.